Morning, Mo'ai Rabotai. Be'ezrat Hashem Mincha is going to be 7:30. Please be on time. Also, you will notice that there's calendars on the Bima for the coming year with all of the various manim. Anybody that's interested is welcome to go pick one up and take one for his house or for his friend or for his family. The halakha that we're going to discuss today, very important fundamental halakha, the difference between Reshut Rabim and the Carmalit in outcome, not in parameter, but in halachot. Shulchan Aruch writes something that affects everybody in this room on a regular Shabbat all the time. Everyone in Am Yisrael. Reshut Rabim, what we defined as a public domain, en niteret ela bedelatot ne'ulot balayla. If you have something that is defined as a Reshut Rabim, it's not going to be permitted to carry in that domain on Shabbat unless you have walls and doors. Very high standard. The vast majority, unless somebody lives in Vatican City, they don't have walls and doors that surround the city in order to enclose a Reshut Rabim. What it basically means is you have to have, major walls, and the doors have to be shut, opened on a daily basis, closed open, and then you could say, okay, this is closed off Reshut Rabim, so even if you have a public domain inside, you'd be permitted to carry under those rules. So that threshold is extremely high, and no major city in the United States would fulfill such a criteria of Daltot Ne'ulot Balayla. So something that is defined as a Reshut Rabim, it essentially, the door closes on the concept of making a Eruv. If there is a street defined as a Reshut Rabim, it's going to be over. No one is going to be allowed to carry in such a domain. And this is why it's so important to get the distinction between Reshut Rabim and Carmalit correct. Because if it's defined as a Carmalit, which is a rabbinic sort of quasi-Reshut Rabim, so then the rules change. And then we allow lower standards for making a sort of enclosing of that street in order to permit the carrying. For example, what we use today, a lot of cities use a string with two poles. That's called the tzurat petach, the opening that resembles a doorway. And a tzurat petach can be viewed as a wall. However, it's not a wall that would permit a Reshut Rabim. So if you have a tzurat petach in the middle of something that is defined as tzurat Rabim, it doesn't do anything because the Shulchan Aruch says you need walls and doors in order for it to work, not anything less than that. So if that's the case, it wouldn't work. But if it's a Carmalit, which is rabbinic, so you say, okay, tzurat petach will work to help enclose off what otherwise would have been something that is asur. So therefore, the definition of what's the difference in Carmalit and Reshut Rabim in today's modern day and age takes on an extreme importance to clarify what defines a Reshut Rabim, what defines a Carmalit, and through that, Be'ezrat Hashem, hopefully in the next few halachot, we'll discuss in great detail the definition of a Reshut Rabim, and therefore the outcome if an Eruv could be made or could not be made, or if there's a machloket, if an Eruv is reliable or not, based on this singular criteria of what is Reshut Rabim. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.